clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment offered by Mr. Engel of New York. At the end of the bill, before the short title, insert the following section. None of the funds made available by this act may be used to lease or purchase new light-duty vehicles for any executive fleet or for any agency's fleet inventory, except in accordance with Presidential Memorandum, Federal Fleet Performance, dated May 24, 2011.
Pursuant to House Resolution 641, the gentleman from New York and a member opposing, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from New York.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On May 24, 2011, President Obama issued a memorandum on federal fleet performance that requires all new light-duty vehicles in the federal fleet to be alternate fuel vehicles, such as hybrid, electric, natural gas, or biofuel, by December 31, 2015. My amendment echoes the presidential memorandum by prohibiting funds in the Energy and Water Appropriations Act from being used to lease or purchase new light-duty vehicles except in accord with the president's memorandum. This amendment has been supported by the majority and minority on appropriations bills 8 times over the past few years, and I hope it will receive similar support today. Our transportation sector is by far the largest reason we send $600 billion per year to hostile nations to pay for oil at ever-increasing costs. But America doesn't need to be dependent on foreign sources of oil for transportation fuel. Alternative technologies exist today that, when implemented broadly, will allow any alternative fuel to be used in America's automotive fleet. The federal government operates the largest fleet of light-duty vehicles in America. According to GSA, there are over 660,000 vehicles in the federal fleet. So by supporting a diverse array of vehicle technologies in our federal fleet, we'll encourage development of domestic energy resources, including biomass, natural gas, agricultural waste, hydrogen, renewable electricity, methanol, and ethanol. When I was in Brazil a few years ago, I saw how they diversified their fuel by greatly expanding their use of ethanol. When people drove to a gas station, they saw what a gallon of gasoline would cost and what an equivalent amount of ethanol would cost and could decide which was better for them. I want the same choices for Americans. That's why the gentlewoman from Florida, Ileana Ross-Layton, and I have submitted a bill which would provide for every fuel car built in America to be a flex fuel car, which would cost less than $100 per car. If they can do this in Brazil, we can do it here. We can educate people on using alternative fuels and let consumers decide which is best for them. So in conclusion, expanding the role these energy sources play in our transportation economy will help break the leverage over Americans held by foreign government-controlled oil companies and will increase our nation's domestic security and protect consumers from price spikes and shortages in the world oil markets. I ask that my colleagues support the Engel Amendment. And yes, certainly.
I'm willing to accept this amendment, and I thank the gentleman for offering it.
I thank the gentleman for doing that, and I yield back the balance of my time.
The gentleman from New York yields back. Does any member seek time in opposition?
No.
The question is on the amendment. All those in favor offered by the gentleman from New York? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.